Hey guys, today I'm going to do a plan with me for the week of March 17th through the 23rd in my Hobonichi Cousin. And I'm going to be gone that week on a cruise, so I decided to use this tropical tank kit that I got from Planning in Blue Jeans on Etsy. And it's originally designed for a Hobonichi Weeks, which is thinner and has horizontal days, but I bought it when I had a different planner, and so we're gonna make it work. These kits are really cute. They have really vibrant colors, lots of icons if that's what you're interested in. They have little skinny washi strips at the bottom. Yeah, so first things first, I usually start with whiting out the dates at the top. And I'm trying to decide if I want to use these Monday or Sunday through Monday. I don't know. We'll cut some out and see what we want to do. But in the meantime, sorry about the weird light. I like it. Not everybody's going to like it, so I apologize. But we had a blizzard here in Nebraska yesterday and the day before. And today's nice and sunny, so I'm going with it. Okay, where did I put my tweezers? There they are. So first things first, we need to use my big whiteout mini, and we're going to white out all these dates. And like I say in just about every video I do, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm redoing the dates in this one because it's a 2024 calendar or planner, and obviously the dates aren't going to work. But you know what? If there's a little there's cat hair. If it's a little messy, it's my planner, so no one needs to care about it but me. But we're going to stick these on here. They're not going to be lined up perfectly. They might not even be cut completely square, but I'm the one that has to look at it, with the exception of you guys. So if I don't care, nobody else should care. I think that'll work. There are times when I use these little sideways stickers, and then times when I don't. It just depends on the layout, and it depends on how much work I'm willing to put into it for the week, but I think this is going to work out pretty well. I'm excited. I'm going on a cruise to the Bahamas. I've been on a cruise to the Bahamas twice before. The first time was just a few days, and I went with my husband before he passed away. And then this cruise, or the last Bahamas cruise I did, was like 3 years ago. So it's been a while, so I'm excited to go back. I love the ocean and the water. I love how huge it is, and the fact that it's just been there forever, and it will probably always be there even long after people have disappeared. And that impresses me. So anyway, all right, I'll get my phone out of the way. Okay, so we're looking at the 17th through the 23rd. So let's get these days on here. And then at the top, I usually just do a quick March 17th through the 23rd. So when I'm paging through, I can, find the date quick. So this is last week. Technically, I'm still on Friday or Thursday the 6th, but this is going to be next week. And then I did a little mermaid theme because I'm leaving for my cruise on Saturday. So this week, since I'm going to be out of town, I still want to keep track of my kids' activities so I know who's doing what on which days, and that's going to help me figure out when I need to call. I'm using this Crayola Super Tips. I number them because they don't have names, and it's easier for me to find the right color if I number them and then I make a little mark. So this is number 45. So we're going to use that. And I always start my week by drawing lines on my planner because this one uses a 24-hour clock. And my mind thinks in terms of a 12-hour rotation. So I draw a line at 6 a.m. because we don't do anything before 6 a.m. around here, not on purpose. Then I do a line for 3 p.m., which is just kind of a way to delineate daytime and evening. And then I draw a line across the bottom at 4 a.m. Because I write my meals in that space at the bottom, and that just gives me, you know, a little separation. Now, because it's a 24-hour clock, I do usually white this out and rewrite the times, and I spread it out a little bit because in the top it's every other one, but here it's every fourth. So I can do 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You know, it just spreads it out a little bit because most of our activities take place in the evening. So I'm going to, white these out. And in my last few weeks, I've rewritten all of the numbers, but I think I'm going to just rewrite the numbers on the first column so I don't have to do all that extra work. But I absolutely love these little whiteout minis. They work really well. They're easy to use. They're smooth. I've used other Bic products for whiteout tape in the past, but they're larger and a little unwieldy, and I have kind of small hands. So I like the fact that this is less burdensome, I guess. And I can throw it in my purse, I can throw it in my pencil case, and I don't have to worry about it becoming, you know, because this clear part that the tape is stuck to sometimes can get tangled up if it's sticking out too far, but this one doesn't seem to have that problem when I throw it in my purse or my bag or whatever. And, you know, I go through these also a little more rapidly than I would if I was using a bigger one, but I don't care. The size and the convenience of it outweighs that for me. Okay, so there's a couple places where my whiteness, or my whiteout, whiteness. Yes, I'm very, very white, just to let you all know in case you hadn't figured that out. Okay, there we go. Just to cover up the places where the white out may have gotten over the line a little bit. I don't know what that is, a little extra piece of paper sticking up. Anyway, okay. So now I can rewrite these times at the top. So this would be 3. So we're looking at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now I know that I've got more space at the top and then meals at the bottom. Okay. So I probably won't use this again, but I'm going to leave it out just in case. So the next thing I do once I've drawn my lines is I go back and I look to see what we have for activities. So I'm starting on Monday and I'm going to be out of town, but one of my sons has spring break all week, so we need to find our no school stickers. They'll be on spring break. The public schools, my younger son will still have to go to school, poor thing. I think he'll be okay. He'll survive. He actually kind of likes school. He complains a lot about getting up and going, but at the end of the day, he always has a good day, so. That's the advantage of, oh no, this one doesn't want to come up. That's a bummer. Well, twice as nice lettering. I enjoy these stickers, but that's the third one now that hasn't come off the page cleanly, so that's kind of a bummer. I do still really, really like the stickers, and I would probably buy them again, but it is kind of a pain when you you know, lose out on something you paid for. Oh, you know what though? I was going to stick that down with some, we're still going to use it. We're just going to stick it down with some tape. I am a huge fan of just using clear tape in my planner. It's cheap, it works, and then I don't waste my nice glue runners that I use for my journals. All right, Monday through Friday, no school. So I'm going to write my son's initial behind that just to remind me of who it is. I already know who it is, but just give me a break, people. I have a bad memory. So Monday is St. Patrick's Day. So I was going to use this kit for the week, but I do have some really cute St. Patrick's Day stickers. And yes, I walked away for a second so I could find them. And I'm just going to keep talking like I'm sitting right by you, but I'm really not. Huh. Well, I guess I lost them. Somewhere in my pile. That ever happened to you guys? Well, that was riveting. Sorry about that. Well, I guess I'll use them when I do my journaling back here. All right. I'm not going to edit that out because I don't want to take the time. So there you go. All right. So now we have these really cute strips that I'm going to use, but I want to make sure that I don't miss anything first. I have a couple of track practices, and I'm kind of sad I'm going to miss a track meet, but I didn't even know he wanted to do track until a couple weeks ago, and by then I'd already booked everything. So again, we'll survive. He will survive. Thankfully, he's not one of those kids that gets overly upset about things like that. He's going to have like 4 other meets, so it's not like I'm going to miss all of them. But yeah, I am a little bummed I'm going to miss the first one. And that meet is from 8:30 to 11:30 on Saturday. Okay, so 8:30 to 11:30. So that's a meet. Ah, my hands are dry. And then track practice, whoops, is from 5:15 to 6:45. All right. These little stickers, I honestly don't remember where I got them from, but I'm fairly certain that they were from a Happy Planner sticker book. So I'm sure it probably came out of one of their just generic books that they have. Not 100% sure. Sorry about that. Okay, so St. Patrick's Day. They get to dress down that day at my son's school. He wears uniforms at school, so it's nice when they get to have a dress down. So St. Patrick's Day dress down just means he gets to wear not school pants with a green shirt. And he has a really cute green Minecraft shirt, so he'll probably wear that. Okay, so I got that down. So far we have spring break, dress down, Tuesday got track, Wednesday nothing, Thursday track, Friday nothing. Oh yeah, and then that evening on the 22nd is basketball uniform turn in. I'm not sure if he's going to go to that because I'm not going to be there, and it's a taco bar and he hates tacos. So we'll probably just turn his uniform in early. But I do want to get it on there in case he changes his mind and decides to go with friends or something. Sorry, I keep looking at it. 6 p.m. So 6 p.m. is right here. So I'll just make note of that. If he decides he wants to go, I can arrange for that. This is the day I come home, but I won't be home until late that day. So, and then on Sunday there's nothing. Okay, so that's all of the main scheduling stuff, with the exception that my older son is doing drama. He's on the set crew for a stage production of Puffs, which if any of you are familiar with Harry Potter, it's the Harry Potter story from the first, I think it's from just the first book, but told from the perspective of the Hufflepuffs, which is a cute idea. So right now I'm looking through my sticker book. I want to see if I have any icons I can use as, you know, like stars or little dots or something that I can use to delineate the days when he's got drama. Maybe I could just use some of these little page flags. As you can see, I love rainbows. I always have, and I always will. And I love when sticker companies give you rainbows, first of all, because I love rainbows, but also because then you have a big variety of stickers that you can use for all your different layouts. And so I appreciate that I can use one set and get several uses out of it. So for those of you that make stickers out there, you know, consider having some rainbow options so that people can have a variety, especially when it comes to like page flags and, you know, boxes and stuff like that. It's nice to be able to have kind of a chance to use generic sets with multiple kits. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I'm just going to write, normally I don't write stage crew because in the past I've had these really cute little drama stickers and I ordered some new ones, but they haven't come in yet. So in the meantime, I'm just going to write stage C. And I'm putting this sticker on here at different spots just to get out of the way of these track stickers, but generally stage crew is over at 5 and that's when he gets picked up. So while I'm gone, someone from home will have to pick him up, or the other option is to get a ride from somebody or ride the bus. So I'll leave that up to him to decide how he wants to get where he needs to go. And then on Saturdays it's from 9 to 1. Okay. So the last thing that I need to write on here in terms of scheduling then is my older son's work schedule. And for that, I usually use these Avery little all-purpose labels. They're nice because I need 5 at a time, so I can just do 5 at a time. And they are paper, so I can use a marker to color them and help them to match whatever layout I'm doing. And no, it's not always even, and no, I'm not necessarily going to go back and fix it if it's not. But like I said, they are repositionable, which is nice too if his schedule changes, which it does sometimes. He works at a movie theater, and sometimes they'll call ahead and be like, hey, can you open in the morning or whatever. So then if his schedule changes, I can go back and, you know, move the sticker. But a majority of the time, his schedule is the same. And I just, you know, like to keep that in mind when I'm doing my planner so I can remind me of who's home at which times. You know, he is an adult. He's not in school or anything, so I don't need to have his schedule, but it's just nice for me to know who is where, when. My daughter, my older daughter, is also an adult who lives with me, but she works during the daytime. And so my evenings are the times when it's usually busier. So that's why I like to keep track of who's where, when. Because if there's a time when maybe he's going to be home and it turns out that someone needs a ride, you know, or something, then I know he's around to do it if I can't. All right. Look at how packed, what is with 5 o'clock? 5, 5:15, 5. Does everything happen at 5 o'clock? That's crazy. Don't most people work during the day, end up working past 5 o'clock? Like, I don't know. Anyway, someday when I have a job, hopefully in the next month, I'll have to deal with that. But that'll be a good thing because it means I'm employed. Anyway, moving on. So now we've got all of our scheduled stuff. Now I'm going to just do a little quick which day I'm going to be at which place. Just so that while I'm getting through the week, I can be like, oh yeah, this day I'm at sea, so maybe I won't be able to communicate with them as much. This day I'll be on shore, so I can plan phone calls and stuff. And that's partly because, you know, I will have to arrange rides for my son, my youngest, when it comes to track practices. And I want to make sure that I can plan that from wherever I am. I don't love the fact that we use Messenger for political reasons, but he doesn't have a cell phone yet, and Messenger is one of the apps that I can use on the boat to make phone calls. And so for that reason, I will use that to communicate with him, and I can do video calling, which is nice, so I can call every night, whether I'm in port or not, which I'm happy about. Okay, so that day I'm in Grand Turk. Nassau is Thursday. If anyone has ever thought about taking a cruise and just thought, I can't afford it, it's not worth it. I really enjoy cruising. Mainly because you don't have to worry about a hotel room. The food is all included for the most part. You can schedule excursions. You're in different ports that you probably wouldn't normally go to. And you're on a ship full of people who just want to have fun. And I like that. I'm not a particularly, you know, I'm not a party person. I can be, but I do like a cruise because I can be as involved as I want, and as private as I want. I can stay in my room all day. I can go park my booty on a deck chair. I can go play bingo. I can watch a show. I can see a comedian. I just really enjoy the options. Okay, so sea day on Wednesday. So on this day, now I know I'll be out on a boat in the ocean all day and I won't be able to make phone calls or text. But then these days I will be able to. So that's why I make note of that. Friday, I will be at sea that day. Ooh. I really like this kit because I like being able to have the little stickers that you can write on, but they still have like the background. Those are really cute. And I like these sticker strips, or these, like, I call them washi strips, but I like that I can use them to kind of delineate sections of the planner without it being too overwhelming. And so I do like to use these to kind of, you know, divide my day. And then these super skinny ones at the bottom are kind of nice because I can use them anywhere and they give you a little pop of color, but they're not overwhelming. And they just kind of highlight the lines without being too, you know, intrusive, invasive, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now I've got some of these little smaller strips. There's 5 of these. I don't know if I'm going to use those for anything, but I can then also, because it's a big enough kit, I can reuse several of these on another layout if I want to. I might even use them back here when I do my daily journaling. And then I also have a travel journal that I showed in another video and I'll probably use some of them in this as well. So I will bring these along on my trip, just to use to fill in some spaces. I do really like these little to-do lists, little checklists. I don't think I'm going to have a lot of things on my to-do list for this week because, you know, I'm going to be out of town. But I do carry my to-do list from week to week, so whatever I don't get done next week will go on the to-do list for this week, and then I'll just carry it on to the next week if I need to. Some things I can probably do with the phone call while I'm gone if I need to, or email, but you know, I don't want to lose track of what needs to be done from week to week because that helps me stay focused on what I need to get done. One thing that's nice about being on a boat in the middle of the ocean, is that I can bring my laptop and I can sit out on the deck in the sun with a drink in my hand and apply for jobs, send out resumes via email. I can still get some work done. These don't typically stick quite as well on the edges, so I'm gonna, you know, stick them on there, but we'll see. These kits don't typically peel up. I'm gonna give you an example. Like right here, I've had to use tape to tape a couple of these stickers down because they want to peel up on the edges once in a while. They don't all do that, but this is a different sticker maker than last week, so I don't think I'm gonna need to use tape on these, but anyway, okay. I use this little icon. I usually weigh myself on Mondays. I keep track of that in a different book, but I'm not bringing that book with me, so I'm gonna write it here. I'm sure the spa will have a scale. Weekend. I don't always use these little icons and these little words in my kits. Sometimes I just end up getting rid of them, or you know, using them somewhere else. But they are very cute. They're very detailed, and I do like that about these. And they're in a Hobonichi Weeks, which is about this size, and a little shorter. It would be handy to have these really small stickers. But in terms of this size of a book, they're almost too small. I will be doing laundry when I get home. But I do like that I have them to use. Let's see, I won't have any money coming in that week. I will be doing some planning on Sunday as well. I'll get home on Saturday, so Sunday is going to be, you know, laundry and housework and etc. So Thursday is garbage day and recycling day. I want to make sure I don't forget to tell the kids to take the garbage out. This little crock pot, instant pot thing is cute, so I'll put that down here. I do plan to have food available for the kids to make, obviously, so they don't starve, because, you know, I'm the mom and that's my job. But I probably won't keep track of dinners. I'll just maybe fill in what I ate when I'm on my vacation. I don't know. Let's see, there's no birthdays. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else on here that I need to use. YouTube bingo, I don't know what that is. Anyway, okay, so I don't usually use these Monday through Sunday stickers either, and these would be for the monthly layout if I wanted to use that. I'm probably not going to use them, you know, obviously this week I don't need to. So I think maybe I'm done. I want to leave room to write in, you know, like on Grand Turk Day, do a quick little jot. Did this in the morning, did this in the afternoon, did this in the evening. Because then later, when I go to these back pages, I can write a longer, you know, journal entry about the day. But this just kind of goes, oh yeah, what did I do on Monday again? But yeah, that's it for this week. And sorry, I think I kind of got off the page there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm excited to come back from my cruise and tell you guys all about it while I do a plan with me for the week after, which is moving on into April. Thanks for watching. See you next time.